Now, President William Ruto has declared that he is fully prepared for the 2027 election, saying Kenyans will be the ultimate judges of his track record. Speaking during a meeting with bishops, pastors, and evangelists from the Federation of Evangelical and Indigenous Christian Churches of Kenya at State House in Nairobi, Ruto said he is confident in his development agenda, citing the economy, agriculture, affordable housing, markets, youth employment, and healthcare reforms as key areas of focus. The president challenged his political rivals to show their alternative vision for the country, accusing them of lacking a clear plan.
Mimi niko kwa tayari kwa mtihani. Hiyo mtihani tutafanya 2027. Mimi niko tayari kwa hiyo mtihani. Yes. Mutakuja mniulize. Mambo ya uchumi mtajibu. Mambo ya kilimo mtajionea wenyewe. Mambo ya SHA mtaniambia. Mambo ya affordable housing na mambo ya markets na mambo ya hostels na mambo ya ajira ya vijana mtaniambia. Na mtaniambia nani yako na mpango bora kuliko hii mimi niko naye. Hawa majamaa wengine hawawezi kuwaambia mambo ya uchumi because they don't know and they don't have a plan. Hawawezi kuwaambia mambo ya masomo ya watoto wetu because they don't know and they don't have a plan. Hawawezi kuwaambia chochote, watawaambia Ruto must go. Hapa askari, wafanyikazi wengine, nani wako hapa, tuko na Sunday school, tuko na kanisa, si ndio? So wacha niwaombe ruhusa. Tafadhali, muniruhusu nijenge kanisa ya Mungu hapa. Mimi naelewa kabisa, mimi naelewa ya kwamba hii sehemu ni sehemu ya serikali. Lakini katiba ya Kenya, kipengele ya kwanza ya katiba ya Kenya inasema God of all creation.
Wale ambao wanapiga kelele ndio tumewaruhusu na sisi hatuna kelele. Ndio unakuta the same people ndio wanapinga hii altar ambao tunaweka hapa. Na wale wanaipinga hao wenyewe wakati tulikuwa colonized in this nation, ndio walikuwa wanatoka pale wanakuja hapa kuombea governor. Mimi nasema hivi, ukiona mtu ambaye anapinga altar, unless you are an antichrist. Kuna watu, Your Excellency, walikutwa Yohana na wanafunzi wakakuta Yesu wakamwambia tunakuta mtu akitoa pepo kwa jina lako. Halafu Biblia inasema Yesu akawaambia ikiwa huyo ni wetu, wachaneni na yeye kwa sababu yeye ni wetu. Kwa hivyo kama unaweka altar na unawekea Mungu madhabahu, kwa nini nyinyi ambao mmeokoka mnapinga madhabahu ya Mungu? Unless you are an antichrist.
Now, to some sad story where a 45-year-old woman and 4 children died on Tuesday night in a deadly night fire in Bulapesa area of Isiolo town in what is believed to be a case of arson linked to a suspected love triangle. The midnight blaze, which razed their house to the ground, left no survivors. 3 siblings and their cousin, all aged between 7 and 15 years, perished alongside their mother, with property of unknown value being destroyed in the inferno. Preliminary investigations pointed to a woman suspected of having started the fire in a revenge attack fueled by a love-related conflict. Tension rose quickly in the area as news of the death spread. Now, irate residents hunted down the suspected arsonist, lynched her, and burned her house just a few meters from the scene of the original fire.
Tumesikitika sana kifamilia na zima moto ambaye tungefaa kutegemea katika hii kaunti haitusaidii lolote, haitusaidii chochote. Mwanzo tulipiga simu wakatuambia hawako kazi. Je, kazi yake ni gani? Ikiwa haiwezi kusaidia chochote.
Hii ni disaster moja ambayo imetokea
ya kuhuzunisha. Jamii ya bomo moja imeisha mahali hapa. So kama serikali tuko hapa, ACC pika wako area, askari pia wako area. Kuna taharuki, watu kuna uchungu, lakini tumejaribu kutuliza at least wasichukue asili yote kwa mkono yao.
Kama jamii inatakana sisi tusimame na hii family, na speculation mingi na mambo ya kuchukua hata sheria. Ndio mara nyingine tunaweza toka kwa barabara, watu wanatoka kwa barabara, tujizuie, tuache maneno kwa sheria. At least ifuatiliwe, julikane ni nini lifanyika, nini litendeka, nini lifanywa sababu ikwe. Na ule kijana kwa shule ni form 4, tumuombe Mwenyezi Mungu at least ako kwa kumaliza shule na kwa Isiolo Boys, na tutafika pamoja na wenzangu na wengine, tuseme muda kidogo inabaki asomeshe.
Takia uvumilivu na subra, Mwenyezi Mungu amteremshie rehema yake ili aweze kuwa na utulifu. Generally wakati huu ni wakati mbaya sana katika kaunti ya Isiolo. Kuna mzukozuko hapa na pale. Yangu tu ni kuomba ya kwamba jameni, tuendelee kudumisha amani. Amani ndio itaweza kutufikisha mahali wenzetu wengine wamefika katika taifa hili letu la Kenya.
A Form 3 student, James Gasharu, who was shot during the Sabasaba protest, has been laid to rest at their home in Ontulili location, Buri West, Meru County. An autopsy conducted at the Nanyuki Teaching and Referral Hospital revealed that James succumbed to excessive bleeding caused by a single bullet. According to the report, the bullet struck the pelvic area near the right hip and exited through the left side, damaging blood vessels as well as parts of the large and small intestines. Religious leaders have condemned the police shootings and joining the Gen Z movement in demanding accountability from the government.
We were with him on Saturday. We had talked a lot with him about life, about many things.
Jimmy, losing you is a big blow to us. If I couldn't turn back time, I would go back to the day you passed. Maybe things would turn out differently.
Till when are we going to be silent? Enough is enough. Ni kweli? Huyu mwenye anapiga, huyo kiongozi wetu huko juu ndiye anasema watoto wetu wapigwe risasi. Mmoja mwingine wao anaitwa Koech, anasimama anasema hata umewahurumia wauawe. Until when?
To a different story as well, the family of James Nayo, a 37-year-old fisherman who was shot during the Sabasaba demonstrations, is demanding justice after his autopsy revealed that he was shot from behind. An autopsy conducted at the Naivasha Sub-County Referral Hospital indicated the bullet entered through Nayo's back and exited through his abdomen, damaging internal organs and causing fatal bleeding. According to government pathologist Dr. Titus Ngulungu, Nayo died while receiving treatment on July 7th after sustaining the gunshot wound.
There was a gunshot to the abdomen which injured the transverse colon and also the underlying mesentery and probably caused bleeding. He went to theater and then there was resection of a part of the colon, that is the transverse and also the descending colon.
We are condemning these member leaders, even the president saying that people should be shot on sight, whether they are in police station or wherever they are. And we are saying that to the police officers, if you obey these illegal orders, you will carry your own cross, because we have seen some of them who are now before the court facing some cases.
Tumepoteza ndugu yetu and it's so painful. We are trying to arrange venye aende nyumbani. If it wasn't because of this police brutal killing, we know he could have been alive by now.
Our condolences to the two families. Leaders allied to Deputy President or former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's Democracy for Citizens Party have launched a scathing attack on the administration of President William Ruto, accusing it of human rights violations and economic mismanagement, while vowing to ensure he does not secure a second term in 2027. Speaking during a Meet the People tour in Kimana Town, Kajiado County, the leaders including Nyandarua Senator John Methu, Kajiado Senator Samuel Seki, and Kajiado North Member of Parliament Onesmus Ngogoyo decried what they termed as the government's disregard for the plight of ordinary Kenyans. The DCP-allied leaders faulted the government for what they described as misplaced priorities and focusing on irrelevant mega projects where the cost of living continues to spiral out of control. They also condemned what they called systemic human rights abuses in recent weeks, linking them to government's crackdown on peaceful protests and dissenting voices.
Sisi tunakuheshimu lakini hatukuogopi. Na tunakuambia na tumekuambia siku nyingi. Wacha kushinda ukitisha watu ukituambia ati enough is enough. Watu ya Kenya umewafinya na wamelia siku nyingi kukuliko. Wacha kuongea na hasira ati kwa sababu umekasirika. Sisi tukasirisha zamani. Wakati unaoa watoto wetu sisi tunakasirika. Wakati unaongeza bei ya maisha sisi tunakasirika. Wacha kushinda ukituambia ati tutakuona. Sisi wenyewe tumeshakupangia wewe Kasongo. Ni vile huna habari. Sisi tumeshakupangia wewe Kasongo. Ni vile huna habari wewe.
You cannot be a president and tell people enough is enough. Ukipewa uongozi, unaambia watoto wako kwa boma ati enough is enough. Si wewe ndio rais? Kama wewe ni rais, si umalize mambo ya kuua vijana. Kama wewe ni rais, si umalize mambo ya extrajudicial killing. Ati rais mzima anasema piga vijana risasi ya mguu. Ushawahi kusikia namna hiyo? Ushawahi kusikia namna hiyo? Si alikuwa anasema bottom? Ati bottom? Leo anasema vijana wapigwe na risasi. Ni muongo si muongo? Ni muongo si muongo? Rais William Ruto, tunakueleza kama wabunge walichaguliwa kwa chama chako. Sisi hatukuogopi. Ile kitu unataka kufanya wewe endelea fanya. Lakini jua hivi, iko Mwenyezi Mungu mbinguni na anaona ile mambo yote unadhulumu wa Kenya.
Hatusemi one term bure. Tunasema one term kwa sababu fulani. Tunasema one term Kasongo aende nyumbani kwa sababu hatutaki serikali ya kuua watoto wetu. Hatutaki serikali ya kuua watoto wetu. Hiyo ndio tunasema one term. Tulisimama hapa, mimi nilikuwa hapa. Tukasimama tukasema ya kwamba tutaweka pesa mfukoni. Wananchi mko na pesa mfukoni?
To a developing story in the coastal part of the country, where the Ministry of Health now says there is no cause for alarm to residents and visitors of Mombasa County over a reported case of a mysterious disease that has claimed 4 lives so far. Public Health and Professional Standards Principal Secretary Mary Mudhoni says ministry health officials have already been sent to the ground to bolster efforts by the county government as they work round the clock through a multi-agency team to get to the bottom of the matter. However, Mudhoni has urged caution to residents, asking them to report any suspicious symptoms to health officials while calling on them to desist from interacting with dead bodies until a proper diagnosis is done.
Established any clear pattern. Our team is on the ground, led by the Chief Government Pathologist, Dr. Johansen Oduor. As soon as we receive reports, we shall be able to share with you. No cause for alarm now, because some of the cases are reported to have had coexisting conditions, and they have been in contact with the health facilities.
All the tests samples have been sent to our Kemri labs in Kilifi, and we will tell the country what's going on. But what the DG has said, as our head of technical, not only for me, but for the whole country.
We have already dispatched our surveillance team and the field team to join hands with the county government to ensure that we are doing a rapid response, to have a rapid response team all together, multidisciplinary, so that they can come up with the correct information, accurate information, which can be given to the members of the public. So far, our support team is detailed field investigation to determine the cause of the deaths, and to coordinate and facilitate laboratory testing, including infectious disease screening, and also to conduct community level risk assessment and active case, because we are also encouraging barazas, the chief barazas, for information purposes, so that members of public can be aware of what is happening. And also to provide technical guidance and on appropriate public health response measures, but no cause for alarm.
President William Ruto has appealed to the global community to embed climate action in every development program. The head of state said climate change is an existential threat to humanity, and collaborative efforts to confront it are the solution. He also called for joint efforts to ensure the availability of the necessary resources to finance climate action. President Ruto pledged Kenya's commitment to climate action and affirmed that the country will continue to play its part in combating the effects of climate change. He made the remarks when he addressed the African Ministerial Conference on the Environment at the United Nations complex in Gigiri, Nairobi.
Matters climate change is posing an existential threat to humanity and to all life on Earth. And therefore, it calls on all of us in solidarity to stand together and ensure that climate action becomes part and parcel of every development program that we undertake. I want to confirm to you and to assure you of Kenya's participation, Kenya's partnership with African brothers and sisters across this continent, members of the Global South, in making sure that we become part of the solution, that we identify areas that we can make a contribution. I know that climate change is posing serious challenges to our budgets, distorting budgets that are meant for development, for roads, for infrastructure, for education, for health, and all other social services. And we must work together towards making sure that we have the necessary resources. Climate funding is a big project. We just came from the meeting we had in Spain on financing for development in the context where we are today. And therefore, as you discuss the matters that are of importance to you, be assured that you have our support as Kenya. And on behalf of my colleagues, head of states, I also want to assure you that whatever you're discussing here subsequently will find its way to our desks, and I just want to give assurance that we will do our best.
All right, at that point, allow us to take a quick break right here on EBN Prime Edition. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines on the other side. Stay with us. Inaugural Techplomacy Connective, a pioneering multi-stakeholder forum that reimagines multilateralism by interweaving technology into the practice of diplomacy in Nairobi. He underscored Kenya's commitment to this vision, noting that Sessional Paper Number 1 of 2025 on foreign policy elevates technology diplomacy as a cornerstone of the country's international engagement and a strategic driver of Kenya's ambition to transform itself, with Nairobi positioned to emerge as a leading multilateral and financial hub. At a time when technological innovation is rapidly reshaping how societies live, learn, and work, and as artificial intelligence becomes a defining force of era, he called on Africa to forge common ground and leverage technology to address the continent's most pressing challenges, from health and education to climate action, public participation, and more.
Kenya remains actively engaged in the Global Digital Compact negotiations. Jointly, we have co-created various initiatives designed to strengthen our partnership, some of which include the following. One, we recently co-created the current AI with France to advance public benefit of AI. We established the AI Hub for Sustainable Development with Italy and the European Union to enhance resilience for our infrastructure and startups. Jointly with the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, and the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, we formed the Sustainable AI Coalition to ensure technology supports rather than accelerates climate change. In partnership with the private sector, we are also advancing the establishment of the region's first ever AI factory in collaboration with the Cassava Technologies. And fifth, most recently, Kenya and Albania were appointed co-facilitators of the WSIS +20 review process. Our Silicon Savannah is powered by over 300 startups, world-class incubators, and a thriving venture capital investment. This has positioned Kenya as a dynamic hub for multilateral engagement, digital transformation. We also host IBM, Microsoft, Google, Cisco, Oracle, and I think most of them are in this room. And we power our data centers with renewable energy.
Religious leaders in Bungoma County have called on President William Ruto to retract his controversial directive instructing police to shoot rioters in the leg during demonstrations, a statement that has sparked nationwide debate and concern over human rights. Speaking during the 17th anniversary celebrations of Revival Ministry in Kandui constituency, the clergy, led by Bishop Ignatius Nanjala, criticized the president's remarks, describing them as reckless and potentially harmful to national unity. The religious leaders emphasized the importance of peaceful protest as a constitutional right and urged the government to uphold the rule of law and avoid violent suppression of dissent.
Mungu ametupa taifa la Kenya, tulilinde, tulidhamini na tulitunze. Kila mmoja wetu, nchi hii ina wajibu wa kulindwa na wewe. Kwa hivyo ninauliza kwamba kila mmoja wetu, Wakenya wote, tafadhali tupende taifa letu, tulinde taifa letu, tudumishe undugu, tuwe na maadili na tufuate sheria.
Kenya mahali tumefika tunahitaji amani. Na ningependa kuomba ya kwamba viongozi wetu wafanye kazi katika amani na watimize amani kwa ajili ya watoto na vijana wetu ambao wamekuwa barabarani wakiitisha mambo kadhaa. Isipokuwa shida ya kwamba hawajatuonyesha kiongozi wao. Lakini wamekuwa wakiitisha mambo ya mabadiliko, lakini hawachakuwa wazi kutuonyesha kiongozi wao na wanataka namna gani. But pia naomba serikali wasikize, kwa sababu ukiona
Now to sports. President William Ruto inspected the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, on Wednesday ahead of the upcoming African Nations Championship, CHAN, set for August. The head of state also showed his full support behind the national football team, Harambee Stars. Speaking during a surprise visit to the team's training session at the Kasarani Stadium, Ruto delivered an emphatic message of unity and faith, reminding the players of the massive responsibility they carry on behalf of the nation.
I am a very proud Kenyan today as I come to this space. When I made the decision for Kenya to bid for CHAN and also AFCON, it was intentional, it was deliberate, and by God's grace, we managed to win the hosting rights for both of them. We will be making history in Kenya for the first time in the history of our country. We will have the opportunity to host CHAN. For the first time in the history of Kenya, God willing, in 2027, we will also have the opportunity to host AFCON. I made the decision that we bid for the hosting rights because I believed in this country, because I believed in us, and I believed in our ability to host this business. I know in 1996 and in 2018 we had the opportunity to host that, but we couldn't assemble ourselves to do it. And so I knew it was going to be an epic task, because we have tried before and failed twice.
Right, and of course a reminder, Kenya's first match will be on 3rd of August, which will be on a Sunday at 3 p.m. at Kasarani Stadium, and they will be facing DR Congo. So let's go out on that Sunday. Let us support Harambee Stars at home. All right, we wrap it up at that point tonight. Thank you for watching. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourself a blessed night ahead. God bless.